Okay, I'm going to summer camp. Check it out, these are some of my tools. I'm stoked. I'm headed to a campus called Wild Abundance up in the mountains of North Carolina for a week-long timber framing course. And I'm going to do the entire thing in hemp clothing. So first I got to load up on some Hempsmith socks and tees and hemp denim. I'm also bringing a rawhide mallet, a chisel, and some other standard tools for the course. I'm bringing 3 books, which might be ambitious, but I'm also treating this as a bit of a personal retreat. Alright, it's bright and early, and I'm headed up the mountain. Timber framing feels like a very honest form of building, marked by the use of large timbers, the mortise and tenon joint, and wooden pegs. So there's really no need for metal hardware, which I find really intriguing. It lends itself to a low impact style of construction. I love the idea of using the local trees on the site to put up a structure. This is in contrast to a very globalized extractive system that we currently rely on for building materials. On day 1, I roll up to Ivy Creek Timber Frames, which is this beautiful homestead up in the mountains, and I learned some of the deets on laying out the structure. It was a group of like 18 students with 4 instructors, and over the course of the week we were working with white oak to build a pavilion. We learned about materials handling, and some of the equipment was pretty cool. That night I got my camp set up, which was an absolute pad thanks to Kristen and the Vieira family. And the outdoor kitchen at Wild Abundance was just beautiful. There was an outdoor shower and a composting toilet, so I felt right at home. Alright, it's night 1. I got my camp set up. I made it to the mountains. At nighttime, the whole campus was lit up, and I got to chill with other students. There was a tiny housing camp going on at the same time, so there were some really cool people on project. Over the next few days, we did a lot of chiseling and sawing and fitting the pieces together. There's a tool called the chain mortiser, which is kind of like a chainsaw, and we were using routers and planers to shape the timbers. It was really cool to be in that setting, working with a team and learning new skills. We learned about different types of wood, as well as sharpening our tools and some of the history of the craft. On raising day, it was all hands on deck. We loaded up the timbers and took them out to the site. Timber frames are constructed in what's called a bent, and we pieced those together and then raised them on a concrete slab. We used this really cool manual crane called a roustabout to raise some of the big timbers. Here we're putting on the ridge beam. Then we got the rafters up, and the frame was complete. All in all, it was a really great week. I met some really cool people and learned a ton. I came home and threw all my stuff in a pile and passed out. Happy and content. Okay, I just made it back to Little Pond, and there's a double rainbow. I feel grateful for the opportunity, and thank you to everyone for helping make this happen. I would highly recommend Wild Abundance for their building courses and just a place to retreat.